Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HBars 4 replay. So on the bottom left side as the Cyan Mongols, we have Blade55555. While on the top right side as the Blue Chinese, we have this guy sucks. Village has been pulled out in the field. The Mongol player is going for a mostly wood-based focus. He's trying to get out early stable, maybe trying to get out some early horsemen. He does of course have the Ovo pulled out in the field, collecting up his sheep. And the gear is next to the gold deposit. But you are going to see some early horsemen. He is going to go for immediate ×2 horsemen as a rush. You may just want to go for just that and save the rest of stone resources from early Keshiks. We also have a villager not being pulled on out as well. He is going to try to either camp that gold deposit, in which the Chinese player is solely flying the tax income from the Imperial official. So he may be able to lock down this gold early. The scout will spot this. It does take a bit of time for an outpost to be constructed. And which torching it down like that would be decent. And now he's going to try to stop that that scout there. Early horsemen only have one pierce armor, so they have to be very, very careful of the town center. Because the extra arrows will do a lot of damage. And I do got some defensive an early barracks deployed on the field. Maybe good idea to just cancel outposts right now. There's too many spearmen on the field for these early horsemen. Does get a great spear brace there. It does take out a horseman. Does pack up the stable. Oh, looks like both the stone deposits are pretty close by. Not like that really matters much. Cyan's now eyeing to counterattack, but the spearmen are not going to accomplish all too much. He may deny the gold deposit, but he's pretty much almost got enough gold to age up now. And of course, spearmen can be shanked by the villagers quite easily. Early horsemen receiving some early dog bites. And yep, and now he has enough gold to age up now. I do not have a... There we go. Pasture is in radius of the Ovo, which means the increased production speed of... Not sure how fast it is. I think it's usually 2 minutes, so it brings it out to nearly 1:30, which is very nice. Basically, before any economic upgrades, one sheep can satisfy the one pasture production is equivalent to 3 villagers in gathering rate. So it does cost 150 farms, or what? 75, so it technically is a little bit more efficient. But that's before the economic upgrades. After economic upgrades, you're going to need, once all resources, you're going to need 2 villagers per pasture. So he has a slight advantage early on, but no advantage later. And then, if your opponent goes for the improved economic tax, it will provide less later on as well. You now got a large number of spearmen deployed field. He may have overdid it on the spearman production. We got now 7 spearmen here. He's trying to get the silver tree up and going. He should get it built out. You don't really want to cancel it because you will lose a lot of resources. But letting it go down is fine. It's either usually dead or alive. Hardly ever in between. Imperial Academy now being plotted out. We got defensive spearmen here as well. And right now, Cyan needs to get out a archer range as soon as possible and go for either archers or Magadai versus all of these forces. The silver tree is almost completed. He does pack up the silver tree immediately to get out of the region. He could spend time with one village to repair it up. Will cost a bit of wood, however, and you don't really... And if he deploys it right around here, that should be fine. Trying to redeploy the gear over here. There's just too many spearmen in this region. He needs to get deployed on an outpost. Does see some town center arrows there. Horseman and Khan is still moving around. Does pack up the gear, and now let's go ahead. Throw a lot of villagers in there. Let's get some good arrow fire there. Takes out one of the spearmen. Try and push for the gear once again. He's denying that gold income. But you don't immediately need gold at this moment. So he does find some exotic doggos. And now both players are in feudal age, and Bardic and his son's now being pulled out to protect this gold deposit. does have now a pair of archers on the field. I think he got 2. Yeah, he's using stone on those archers. Silver Tree now perhaps eyeing to set up in the corner. Yes, he is. He's trying to get out some early trade. Though it is actually a little bit of a trap in most cases to try to go for this early trade. The much more expensive traders with much more expensive villagers, and sure, if he gets enough of them on the field, it does provide some great gold income to fully replace any gold mining. But still, not that great. The more precise number of gold miners you need for your traders is about 3. I suppose now it's a little bit more expensive now. Beforehand was that 50% gold reduction. You need 3 people on gold, 6 people on wood to maintain constant trader production. So you will have to spend 9 villagers' income in order to maintain a constant flow of traders. In comparison, village production just requires what, 3 villagers of food? So investing to the silver trader is basically investing to 3 town centers. And you don't get that much in return, honestly. Bardic in the Sun is here. Now the Keshiks are receiving some fire. More Keshiks now being deployed on the field. Does have a decent number of archers to engage any sort of spearman assault. He still has early horsemen. While the horseman upgrade is cheap, doesn't really need it if he only has any upgrade 1 that's already at half health. Let's take out that exotic doggo. Nice turn going forward. Let's just going to just do a bit of raid. It will take a significant amount of time before this structure gets set ablaze to get any sort of gold generation from it. Of course, that does allow the Keshiks to get some healing back, though. Going for another round of palisade walls to help secure this gold and this deer deposit. And now we are seeing trader production now being built. Horses at stage of game. Horses don't do a lot of damage. It's hard for a Mongol player to really get through these walls. Siege engineers can be quite nice with deploying on some battering rams. It's an outpost here, very nice. Survival techniques is quite nice, and the 2 deer deposits spawn very far away from spawn. Granted, he initially spawned right there, but that's like maximum distance. But they are relatively close to each other, and pulling out second town center in this region will help him keep this trade secure as well. Then he can put his infrastructure right here, and he basically has a pseudo wall. And it looks like now he's going to try to break out. He does have the scouting falcon right there. It will spot everything here, so he realizes, I don't go in there, so he's going to try to break on out. Cyan could try pursuing the force, or he could just let them escape. Both are actually good for blue because letting them escape means they're not attacking. Of course, that also means they can always re-attack later, but that does give him time to buy him some time. No hand cannon or slipping researched here. Hand cannon or slip will be very effective versus the Keshiks. Oh, nope, he did that to break more units in. Khan does see some fire there, does use a movement arrow there. Archers need to start hitting these forces. Does get inside there. Does find a good volley there in the pure official. The archers have to be microed. Let the horsemen take on the tower. Does lose the Khan right there. So at that point in time, his arrows already dispensed, so losing it's not a huge problem, just gives a minor reduction of power. And he does go ahead and take out that outpost now. Got a good number of Keshiks in this region. Astronomical clock tower on the build queue. Blue does have more villager production at the moment. But given enough time, these traders will provide some extra resources. Once he reaches about 15 traders, it will provide a significant more right now it's providing additional wood and food, and eventually will provide him some additional gold as well, which makes Mongols trade very good, even though the hardest to secure since they can't fly any sort of palisade wall, but does provide some good resource generation overall. While other factions do acquire some additional research to make the trade better, Mongols do just get it inherent. And does find engagement there, hitting these villagers, does take out one, and starts slicing up these villagers. Does take out a couple villagers there. Do got a Keshik here engaged by a Lancer. Lancers are inherently better than Keshiks. And especially it's not in a castle, we just have to get out the veteran Keshik upgrade. Because right now it's 145 health up to 230 with more damage output. However, these Keshiks now charging forward, does take out one of the villagers there. Some of these Keshiks made him fall back. He's trying to stand and take out as many villagers as he can. Archer's getting some good hits in there. Got some spearmen pushing forward. Does not have enough damage output to one-shot these hardened spearmen. He does not have any pierce armor research as well, so... And Sign actually did have the damaged arrow, so it takes apparently, what, 9 archers and one shot of spearmen? Either it looks like there's enough Keshiks to win out versus the Lancers, even though they're severely out-tech. Though luckily, Science, a lot of his Lancers were getting damage spread out, so they got a lot of extra hits in when they really shouldn't have. Blue's now down to 62 villagers. His opponent's at 57. No castle just yet. He is approaching enough. Needs more food. He's producing more Keshiks right now. And those Lancers being picked off one at a time. And these Keshiks are reasonably durable thanks to health regen. Not exactly health regen, but health per slice. But they are getting outnumbered there. He's sort of just throwing them away at the moment. And Keshiks are inherently weaker with a charge. Yeah, their charge damage is weaker as well as their sword attack. So it does take, usually the magic number is 3 Keshiks when I deal with a single villager quickly. From the first strike at least. But honestly, 2 Lancers and a Khan is just the right number as well, because the Khan's little bit extra damage just gives the other Keshiks, the Keshiks damage up with just enough right number to kill villagers off. But these archers being picked on off one at a time. They're being claimed up here. And this Keshik is getting forced back by spearmen. Now we've got some more Keshiks here. They will outnumber the Lancers. Does take out that Lancer there. He grabs micro this one back so it gets some extra health regen. Or he can run up to one of his opponent's walls and start throwing torches against its health regen. Oh, I hear what's being pulled out? Curl tie. Curl tie is going to be very good. Something I noticed as well, since the Keshiks are now available to Mongols the recent patch, you don't have to go for the steppered out every single time now, since you can keep your traders a bit more secure by being aggressive. Because beforehand, the Mongols didn't have any effective aggressive tool. And now they do have an aggressive tool. Now it's easy to keep the traders alive by simply being offensive. So that also makes the separate out not as necessary anymore, because that's also meant to provide gold. It's sort of stupid, I believe, in my opinion, that the Mongols have 2 landmarks meant for gold. It's just... It seems like a bad design decision having 2 of them provide gold. And overall now, the traders are very reasonable. He does have now a single outpost here. He's trying to get them inside of the outpost. Does not get inside the outpost. Does get these guys inside this outpost now. Very, very nice. And now the arrow fire is coming forward. Gains some great damage onto that Lancer. Wait, the damage output's 7? I thought that's only when you have arrow slits. Do traders have higher damage arrows? Got these Lancers pushing right forward. We got a single Keshik here for defense. Got Castle Age. It is better than Keshik as well, so now if you want to get a comparison between two, you got 175 to 230. 24 and 36 versus 19 and 29. The lance damage is only a little bit less, but still it's no spout. But the Keshik does have a faster attack speed of 1.38 versus the Lancer's 1.5. Looks like Khan's been killed somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Sorry, I missed that. Looks like up here. Yeah, there's a lot of Keshiks pushing way forward. Let's have these towers garrisoned. And over here, we do have the trade now being harassed. This is also another problem for Mongol trade. It's easy to hit. And there's also one reason why I generally don't go across the map trade because of Mongols. Yes, you do get less, but less surface area for you to cover. I probably would have put the Silver Tree somewhere around here. Then I can cover half the map, and one side's covered by my base, the other part could be covered by spearmen. These Lancers being focused down, the Keshik does go down. He has a good number of archers here, or crossbowmen here, but they're getting overwhelmed. Does have something inside of this outpost here. Over here, got the Keshiks trying to find some engagement. Does receive fire from the Bardic Sun, and his archer force will go down. He needs spearmen. That does go down now. And that also goes down. Let's get a good strike there. Over here, we do got this single spearman here, but will be picked up by the tower. More of the traders starting going down. The Mongols have lost a lot of trade now. Ooh, look at that. Mag and Die are the best way to deal with villagers. They're not very good in Feudal Age, honestly. You can occasionally get a pick with your Mag and Die in Feudal Age, but honestly, you know you're against Chinese. Mag and Die are excellent versus the granary fields and any sort of farm field. No Khan in this region, so both sides are having trouble seeing the shrubbery. He does have now defensive Keshiks here. You may want to go for some defensive spearmen. Khan now on the field, able to spot this stuff a little bit more easily. They also now have a prayer tent. And the Mongols players really need to go for relics, and it's something I should be saying to myself. Because the Tide Farm gives you stone income, and stone income is where you get your good research going. Thank you for the, I think that was a YouTube subscription. Thank you. Over here, did not get the Keshiks engaging the Lancers, but the Keshiks do force back the Lancer there. We still got this single Lancer running around, Keshik trying to pursue him. Getting some good damage there, but thanks to nearby outposts, he's able to get some good movement speed to help pursue him. These tough Lancers looks like falling on back, and now Duke got a pair of traction trebuchets being deployed on the front line. He's gotten the stone improved siege engineers. He's also got the curl tie here, which does affect siege engines. Oh, it gives him a glow, but the damage is still 40. Over here, it gives it +4 as well. Yeah, so that glow effect actually only provides a health regen, right? Yeah, it doesn't actually. Oh yeah, we can see down here the +8. We do see the 48 damage trebuchets, but it does not appear if. Oh, it does affect the bonus damage as well. So this is nearly. There's a 288 traction trebuchets. And traction trebuchets, what makes them different from regular trebuchets is they have a faster rate of fire, if I remember correctly. SPSU fire there, rolls a pretty big miss on the Keshiks. There's a good number of spearmen here. He does have the curl tie here, which is very, very important because the curl tie is one of the best defensive assets for the Mongols. Not offensive, defensive. Because it gives your archers a lot of extra damage deal with heavy armor. But he doesn't have crossbow here, which will be good for some Lancers. Nest B's now firing away. Spring Gold's firing. The Khan is not appear to get around there. Does spot that Nest of Bees. Building this outpost is very important to help them spot the in this region for all the shrubbery. Lancers now push way down south. The Khan is with them. He may lose the Spring Gold there, which does receive health regen from the Curl Tie. Palace Guard's now charging forward. We don't see a loom, so it doesn't get any extra health. Spearmen are overrunning the crossbowmen, but thanks to extra damage, they should be able to hold on a little bit better, as well as with health regen. Let's push away down south. Keshik's in pursuit, does have the small force here to hold back his opponent. Now the outpost in the region does provide him some good spotting. Gains some good damage there, but now these Lancers will find these traders. There's a bit of shrubbery to help them out, and the increased move speed of the outpost is very important. And a number of these Lance traders are going down. Looks like the next outpost is over here, so it doesn't have the Yam network nearby. He needs to keep on pursuing those, like it must have been some sort of control group right there. We now have these Russian traders sieging down the Bardic and the Sun. Curl Tie will give them some great damage output, plus 5 damage right now with all this research. Give them 17 damage, plus 11 versus heavy. And a large number of these traders are starting to go on down. Villagers start going down now. Traction Chips is getting overran. He is not fully built for this Magnetic. He needs to cap it for a brief moment. There's a little bit of oversight. Lancers trying to push him forward. There are also now Palisade walls going up over here. Palisade throwing this crossbow onto that Magnetic. It's almost complete. He needs it. Alpha Gen, the Curl Tie is going to be very important to help recover from that Nessa B's barrage. He does use the defense arrow there, giving all this guy's +2 armor, but he only has the 5-second arrow, not the 12-second arrow. So it already has faded. Magano's still not fully built. Receiving a good volley there. Springall's need to push on forward and hit that Nest of Bees. Okay, now that Nest of Bees receives some fire there. Those with some of these crossbowmen, the Curl Tie's health regen keeping them alive. Those of the counter reinforced archers gives good hits there. Magano has been built or completed. Another Springald. Wait. Oh, the Springald's getting health regen, even not fully built from a Curl Tie. But it actually means that the construction bars hasn't completed, but the health is going up. That's sort of interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to be important for any sort of interaction. Now it's starting to be built. Let's keep an eye on the Springald. Let's see if there's any weird bug appears. Like, does it go both over max health? Hopefully it shouldn't, but you never know. Okay, it stopped at 125 health, so it doesn't go over max health. And the Nest speed does go down. Rolling out some more siege weapons up here. The Khan is being focused down. His arrow's not ready for going for deployment. And the Khan does go down before his arrow kicks off cooldown. Traction Trebuchets push way forward. Got a good number of regular archers here as well as crossbowmen. Palace Guards stream on forward, so that'd be great for the crossbowmen to hit them. Right now, Blue needs regular archers and perhaps some Zoom Schnoos. Lance is not trying to stream the way forward. There's releasing a handful of defensive spearmen as well as crossbowmen to finish them off. The Curl Tie could pack enough to get farther forward if these guys are out of range. The Curl Tie is a very micro-intensive landmark of all weird things. Traction Trebuchet now trying to get some infrastructure kills. There are 3 relics in there, and wait, Cyan backed out the game? Cyan backed out of the game. He must have... Not sure why he backed the game, but either way, this and great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.